Superman, go. Superman's here to save the day! Everyone, stand aside! Let me handle this.
Let's go terrorize them.
You want to terrorize him, Joe?
I'm Batman.
Well, okay, let's do it.
Stand aside, children. I got this.
It's pretty good, right? Holy shit! She's good!
She with you?
Yeah, she's with me. Sorry, Joe.
I work alone.
Oh my god, guys, we just got back from Justice League. We're in full costume, as you can tell here. Oh, thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Quite a bit. We went to the theater in full costume. Everybody was looking at us. Surely, nobody was looking at Nikki over here. No, I'm just playing. Nikki, you look great as Wonder Woman. Thank you for watching this film with us. It's been a while. We've been talking about Wonder Woman for a little bit, and I was excited. What did you think of Justice League? Let's just jump right in. So, what did you think?
I thought it was great.
Yeah?
I loved it.
Hell yes. That's what I'm thinking that this is course correction for WB, Joe.
Yeah, I can see that. This one has a more lighthearted tone.
Perfect. What else did it have more
color.
of?
I actually saw something besides
More
gray and black.
Well, towards the end of the film starts to get gray and black again, right?
And jokes. I think I heard some jokes in there.
There were some jokes. Good job. Did you think the jokes worked, Nikki?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, there was a ton of jokes. I think that individually the performances from all the actors were great. What did you think of Gal Gadot?
Oh, she's stunning.
I know.
Yes.
She's amazing. I actually have to make an admission. I did not have any confidence in Gal Gadot. You know, I didn't think she was right for the role. I think maybe she could have put a little more weight on, been a little more muscular.
Yes.
You could see that?
Yes.
Okay, see, but I give credit where credit's due, and she nailed it. Do you think that she carried over a good performance from the standalone Wonder Woman into this one?
I do.
Yeah. It does seem like she was a highlight. You know, like DC knew, okay, she's hotness right now. We had people yelling and screaming.
This is the best movie. We gotta use this.
Yeah, Wonder Woman is the best movie. So Gal Gadot gets pretty much the opening scene here, where it's like a bank robbery type thing, and she kicks some major ass. It's clear that they did really cool choreography for her. She's using her bracelets. Show us a little bit. Yeah, and then block a bullet. But Superman don't need to do that. He could just, you know, get in the chest. Well,
he's dead.
Well, we'll see, Joe. If you see the film, we'll see. All right. Anyways, so what do you feel about the pacing? Because a lot of people are hating on the film, thinking that it's a mess. There's CGI all over the place, and it just goes from scene to scene.
I could definitely tell the quick transitions. I wanted to see. It felt too short.
Yeah.
It felt too short. It felt like I was missing some pieces. Like, wait, what just happened? The quick cuts.
Yeah. So did you know this, Nikki? The film was actually, I think it's out there, that it was something like 2 hours, 30 minutes, or 40 minutes. And they actually cut it down to like, or the WB mandated it to be less than 2 hours. So it was only an hour and 59 minutes. And I could really tell because I felt like there were some missing scenes. Like, do you remember... Oh, fuck, we gotta talk about that in spoilers. But I could tell the pacing was a little bit off. You know, like Aquaman in particular says, oh, I'm gonna get some. And he comes back and he has not, it was never brought up again. So there is a little pacing issues. But it's an ensemble film, right? And these ensemble films are gonna feel like, oh, here is... introducing Wonder Woman. Here is Flash. Here is Batman. And I've seen people say, oh, well, they're all separate movies. But no, you got to give a little bit of backstory because we have some new characters here. Okay, so this film, I think, has some of the same problems that Marvel films have in the villain, Steppenwolf. I think that he was sort of a CGI monster. Did you feel that he was at the level that he should have been, like at the threat level he should have been?
No.
No, okay, yeah. That's what I was saying.
I definitely agree with
What do you think, Joe?
There was no threat to me at
No
all.
tension?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that.
Hey, do you think it would have been more effective with, instead of like a CGI character, it would have been like an actual dude in a suit?
Yes.
You think? Yeah, I think so. But how would they make him, you know, as tall as he, you know, as tall as that guy's supposed to be? That's the only bad thing. Perspective.
Bring him closer to the camera.
All right, so the movie did have a weakness in its villain, but I think that the characters really hold this film up. And you can tell that it's a course correction for DC. They really want the film to be a lot more fun. Bring the fun back to superheroes instead of this drab, boring, I don't know, is this world worth saving? I'm gonna go home, you know? But now, I can't say it in the non-spoiler section, but
so hard,
but
you
you
know,
know it's like and when it does, and then yeah, when that happens, and but by the end of the film we get a shot of all six men of the Justice League assembled, and I'm like, yes, it was really awesome to see these guys put together. So let's give our final verdicts for the film. Joe, what are you gonna give this out of 10?
Out of 10. Well, here's the thing.
And give me a negative and a positive.
Positive.
Okay.
I loved all the characters.
All
Even
of them.
Cyborg. Cyborg was a great.
Yeah.
Fisher.
Yeah.
He played a great Cyborg, but I didn't like the CGI.
Mhm.
It's like too clanky. I like the sleeker look they usually go for, but I still like them overall. The team chemistry wasn't there for me. Like I didn't really believe they were a team. I wanted some
bullshit,
more.
John? The Cyborg and Flash, they were the accidents of the team, and then you got the Batman.
Some more of that. That was cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
I wanted some more.
Okay,
That's
all right.
They didn't have enough of that. There's some other stuff that I can't really talk about.
We'll talk about it in spoilers.
For me, it's gonna be a high 7.
7 out of 10.
A high 7.
And let us be known, we saw this film twice. We saw it at 6 p.m., then we went and saw it again at 9:15 p.m. And I'm with you, Joe. When I first saw it, I was about a 7 out of 10. And it might have been, man, it's just incredible how viewing experiences at theaters can change things. When I saw it the next time, I was picking out things I didn't notice before, that I really appreciated, and I actually enjoyed it a lot more. And so I'm gonna let Nikki go with her final verdict first and save mine for last. So Nikki, what did you? What's your final verdict?
I give it a 9.
9? You enjoyed it that much?
I did.
Hell yeah, Nikki! High five, high five. And now, as a person who have you read a ton of comics
No.
and you know a ton of these characters?
I don't.
Okay, because I was gonna ask you, did you feel like? Did you get lost? Did you know what was happening?
I knew exactly what was going on.
See? So I was a little worried that mass audiences might get lost in the things, but I think because of those individual scenes, we were on Themyscira, we saw badass those Amazonians were. You saw me in the theater get all hyped up because they walked out looking like 300 Spartans and stuff. They're like ripped. Did you see those?
I was jealous.
Yeah.
I was jealous.
That was awesome. So it's, once again, the Amazonians are the best part of the film. But I gotta say, I'm a little surprised at some of the lack of the action sequences that had the same sort of complex choreography from like Batman. I think nothing in this film reached the level of that Batman warehouse scene in Batman vs Superman where he is literally brutalizing people, you know what I mean?
That was cool.
That was really cool. Now, we get a ton of action in this film, and it's all relatively good action, but I think none of the individual scenes really hit that kind of stuff, or even Batman vs Superman fighting each other didn't really hit that, because it does have that lack of tension, and, you know, it's the CGI character, though it's cool to see Wonder Woman. Man, Wonder Woman, she does not hesitate. She just goes straight after it.
Good.
I love it. I love it. So, 9 out of 10 from Nikki. My final verdict was at a 7 on first viewing. Second viewing, 8 out of 10. Justice League, WB is starting to get it. They're course correcting. And here I even wrote down a particular line that I think that both Zack Snyder and Joss Whedon, who stepped in to direct this when Zack Snyder had to leave the project due to a death in his family, that they understand our feedback. Because the line is, darkness will consume the world. And when it does, Steppenwolf will be back. So I think what they're trying to say is all this dark DC Universe stuff, this crap in the world is everybody's a shitty person in this world, and is it worth saving? Well, I'm going to save it anyway. That's all because Steppenwolf had invaded before, and he put a curse on the earth, and then the Justice League assembled. And what is Superman? What does one character say when he comes back? He says, I'm the idiot that left, but I'm back now, and I'm going to make things right. So it's letting them know they made a mistake in previous films. I'm the idiot that left. You know, because he's saying, I'm an idiot. But what happened last time, I'm back now, and I'm going to make things right. And I think that's a perfect line to sum up Justice League. Is back and everything's right, and I can't wait for more movies. It's got 2 stingers at the end, so stay till the end after credits. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Nikki, for watching the film with us and being our badass Wonder Woman. And
I don't think I could have pulled that off.
That's why we were like, okay, should we put Joe in? We did, and it looked awful. So it was weird. So thank you so much, Nikki, and we'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys. No. You go down. You go down. Welcome to the spoilers section, ladies and gentlemen. Nikki had to take off. It is 3 in the morning. We watched the film twice. If you guys want to see her, she had fun. If you guys want to see her in future spoiler reviews, just let us know and we can include her. But yeah, it was awesome. We went in full costume to this movie.
They're going to CG the cyborg stuff on me later. Right?
Yeah, I'm going to put in it. No. So, no, I'm just playing.
I would have done that with aluminum foil.
So I hopefully I can cut out spoilers from the main portion of the review. If not, I apologize. But I can say it now. Superman is back. Fuck yes! And for Superman fans, he's done justice. They talk about him. The people mourn him. There's this. Batman is like a little bitch in this. He's constantly talking about how great Superman is and how much he misses Superman.
I did not like the way Bruce Wayne was acting.
Okay, yes.
Horrible.
You're right, Joe.
There's just one scene.
Well. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we're in spoilers now, so we're
Yeah, we are in spoilers.
So, Batman comes up with a plan to bring back Superman.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman's like, no, that's a bad idea because we don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah, why not?
It's new technology. We don't know this technology. For all we know, we come back evil.
It's Doomsday.
They come back evil. Yeah.
They use, okay, I agree with you in that, Joe, that I didn't like. Okay, so we had this angry Batman. Batman literally brutalizing people, shooting people, punching people to death, killing people. And then this Batman, he's like, kind of like,
yeah, after Wonder Woman's like, no, it's a bad idea. He's like, well, fine. And
your boyfriend's dead. Your boyfriend's dead. It's like, why would you do like what?
There's a reason for it. Because Batman is feeling guilty about Superman's death. You can tell it affected him. You can tell he thought he went too far. So yeah, I think in the performance it comes off a little too much. You guys are right. Yeah, eventually we wanted to see Batman to go back to the normal brutalized Batman. And I think in this one, only because they were playing up the fact that he's human a lot, he was getting his ass kicked. This whole movie, Batman is thrown around like a doll. Just this way and that way, and I already showed you that. But, you know, so yeah, Batman fans might be a little upset with this.
No, I thought it was great.
Oh, you thought it was great?
I didn't like that part.
No, that part. I've always been Batman overall in the DC universe. This Batman was selfless. He had none of the detective stuff that I've been wanting in a Batman since forever. Yeah. But he was...
Yeah, still a little weak on the detective. We watched it twice, so I can give you small details that you guys didn't notice. At one point, Batman's dialogue was, get these 3 mother boxes that will form unity and turn the Earth into basically Darkseid's planet or Steppenwolf's planet. And so... at one point, Bruce Wayne says, "What are these? Are they money or this? Money, Bruce? Yeah. You think there's gonna be some money inside?
That is the root of all problems.
Money
And power."
But I was
before that, they have these nice little, and they're not just squares, like they're boxes. And he's like, I think they're containers. He's like, what gave you that idea, buddy?
Yeah. Huh? But he does come up with the. Because Batman in the cartoons, he will get his ass kicked, but he always has a trump card right at the end. When he's gone up against Darkseid, and Darkseid beats the fuck out of him, but he manages to rig all the bombs, and at the end, you checkmate. Batman had you. He was letting you kick his ass. He was letting you kick. But in this film, he wasn't letting you kick his ass, but at least he still has a plan because there's some with the subsonic sound, some sirens, and later he uses those sirens in order to lead away all the parademons so that the Justice League can do their thing. And Batman was literally trying to kill himself. I think that was his plan. He was going to self-sacrifice. Maybe he couldn't handle the guilt and the grief, and he thinks his time's done.
The world is gonna end. Like he thinks it's like, well, look, to give them the best chance possible, I'm gonna lead all the bad guys away, and if he makes it, great.
But luckily, Wonder Woman said, "We're not having any of that. I'm leading the team now," and she comes in and saves him, and that's a great scene when they come in and save him. Even though there's a ton of CGI, so we had that complaint from the trailers. The CGI problems are there. Cyborg, actually, I ended up liking Cyborg a lot more than I thought I would. I thought Cyborg would be dead weight here. But actually, that guy did a great, fantastic performance as Cyborg. Now, we didn't really get a whole lot of his backstory. No, I mean, we saw a little in the background or something like that. Maybe saving that for his film. But I still, on what little he was given, I was like, that guy's a good actor.
He was really good. You could not cut his scenes out of the movie, though.
Yeah.
He was so important to the story.
He was a tech guy.
But he kept he drove the story the entire time. And so if you can't cut any of his things out, we didn't lose any of the Flash because he was just quipping the entire time.
Well, that's what I liked about the Flash. So I think Flash stole the show with all the jokes. Yeah. I thought all of his jokes were gonna suck. All of his jokes are great. I mean, maybe one. For every bad joke, he does 2 great jokes. Yeah. So I love the Flash. He's the little kid of the group. He's that, he's smiling. He's jumping in and out of Batman's Batmobile. When he goes in the Batcave and he's darting all over the place, that was so funny. It was a great scene. And I was like, oh, I love this. I love this Barry. And I'm looking forward. I can't wait to see his film. I think they're going to do a great job on it. His backstory with his father, they set that up here, and they'll probably pay that off in his own film. Joe, Wonder Woman, what'd you think?
Amazing as always.
As always. The bright spot of DC.
Her standalone, this one.
The bank stuff.
Continued it badass.
Or the terrorist stuff. What did you think of that scene?
There's just one part. See,
it was so bad.
What? Okay, what was bad? That fucking scene was awesome, motherfuckers. Wait. She boosts and she blows down the door.
She goes and kicks everybody's ass, but then all of a sudden she throws a bomb up in the air. And the guy's like, you know what? I'm going to shoot these little kids.
Yeah.
So he takes aim. She bounces back.
And blocks her with the... That's a Wonder Woman thing, Joe.
But then he starts spraying everybody down.
But she's not standing. Like, you would assume her to be... If she was standing up and blocking all those things while dashing, it'd be fine.
You think
it looked awkward?
She was crab walking.
Yes. What? She was squatting? Yes. What is crab walking?
She was squatting and like going...
No, she wasn't.
She absolutely was. We watched it twice.
Shut the fuck up. That was a badass scene. I'm mad at you guys, like, legitimately, like, right now. I thought they did a wonderful...
Yeah, do that. She spun. Do that across the camera while squatting.
She didn't do this, you idiots. She spun.
I didn't say she did this.
Whatever. They're wrong. The Wonder Woman's opening scene was amazing. It was fantastic.
I just said...
Fuck them.
It was funny looking and it was odd.
But besides that, it was good.
We also, okay, so Wonder Woman, is obviously Superman's back. I don't know about the way they resurrected Superman. I did not expect this. I wanted to see black suit Superman.
I was happy and sad.
You were happy and sad the way it was done? Mm-hmm. Yeah, because ultimately every single other part of the way they handled Superman in this film was done excellent, except for 2 things. The fact that the Mother Box resurrects him instead of his Kryptonian technology or the black suit or just sun going into his body, which completely ignores, like, he's dead in this film. They pick up his dead corpse and they drop him in some fucking liquid.
Floating dirt, like none of that.
That Kryptonian ship has the worst security. Like, everybody can walk in and out of that fucking ship at all times. parademons, janitors, fucking this guy, that guy, the Justice League. Anyway, so they resurrect him. He's dead as a doorknob, dead as a doornail. And so that makes the setup in Man of Steel or Batman vs Superman look stupid, where the dirt rises. No, there's nothing there. He doesn't regenerate himself. He needs a mother box to do it. Though they're gonna say he already had that potential and he was energizing, and the mother box just jump started the energy. No, I hated the way it was that. I was like, oh no, are we about to get zombie Superman? And they talked about, is he gonna come out without a soul? Is he gonna be the same? And I was like, oh my god, why does every fucking time we gotta do evil Superman? We already did a little bit of this in Batman v Superman. Now we're gonna get a little bit in Justice League. Now we're gonna, and then you're setting it up now that he can turn evil in the future film because he was resurrected with a mother box. But when they resurrected him, when he flew up into the air and he went down and he was a little confused from that point on, when the Justice League showed up. Yeah, when the Justice League showed up and said, hey, we're Kal-El, or Clark, we're here. I fucking loved that scene. That scene had so much tension because Superman was kicking their motherfucking asses. Why? And he looked fucking good.
He was more threatening than Steppenwolf.
Yeah, for sure. He was a better villain than Steppenwolf the entire film.
But why? Why did he just immediately wake up and go like, I recognize her, I'm gonna try to kill her?
Okay, that's true.
He's been dead.
That's true. But they didn't explain. That doesn't fit Superman's character, yes, but he just came back from the dead, Alex. He basically was animalistic, okay? And it was fight or flee. And these people are in front of him, and that one has accelerated heartbeat. That one is about to shoot me. Oh, wait a minute, that one shot me. They're here to kill me. So now I'm gonna go and kill you. But what didn't fit into his character, and where you're right, and I think they took it a step too far, is when he starts talking like he's somebody else. And he goes, the world needs, Batman's like, I did this, I self-sacrificed, the world needs you. He's like, you're right, the world needs me, but maybe they don't need you, or not you.
Not you.
And I was like, what the fuck?
And then do you bleed? It's like, what the fuck? You know he bleeds. This is stupid.
And that was a little bit of payback for Superman. I liked that. I liked evil Superman saying that.
I just didn't like the motivation. They could have done it. They could have given me a 30-second scene where he's overloaded with he hears everyone's voices in the entire city. He's not used to being alive.
That would have been what.
There's a lot of things that you could have done with it. Instead,
remember how he had to get used to it in the original. Yeah. It's like, oh, so that would have been fine.
Except for he just wakes up and just tries to kill the only person in front of him that he recognizes.
It could have been that that DC saw Civil War. And they wanted to do their own little civil war for half a second.
Cut it out. I mean, there's a lot of times where, like, the scene that we talked about where Batman snaps at Wonder Woman, maybe there's a scene that led up to it that explains that, the tensions are high.
So you didn't like the Batman snapping at Wonder Woman?
No, it felt super forced.
What were they talking about before then?
He said, I want to resurrect Superman. Yeah. And she said, no, that's a bad idea. And he said, well, your boyfriend's dead and you should be the leader. And he snapped at her like he was a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you doing this?
I can kind of see, to create a little bit of conflict on the team. Because the rest of the film, they're fighting, they are completely in sync. This is like literally the first time they were fighting and they're completely in sync. So I guess they needed a little bit of conflict, and we maybe on the cutting room floor we saw a little bit more of that led up to that, because it did seem tiny bit out of character for Batman to just start shit. But I love how Ezra was like, dude, you realize, when she kills you, we're gonna cover for her. And I was like, yes, yeah, I agree.
Did you notice the second she like gives him a little jab to the sternum, he flashes away. Like, you see the electricity go everywhere.
Who flashes away?
The Flash is frightened when Mommy and Daddy are fighting. So the second a blow goes, you see the.
Yeah, I did see that, but I didn't notice where he was. He was
elevated, but you can tell he just runs away because he's afraid.
I love that Flash, man. I think it's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they're little. These are nitpicks, and these are things that hold back the film from being that 9/10. Steppenwolf as a CGI monster, I felt was weak.
It was very weak.
Very weak.
In my head, what it would have been like a 9, possibly. In my head was Steppenwolf gets all those mother boxes, opens up this world portal. Darkseid.
Oh yeah, forget about it.
And then
10 out of 10. Yes, and knocks him back in the hole or something like that.
That would have been better.
That would have been a 10 out of fucking
Not
10.
them resurrecting him with the mother box.
But yeah, Steppenwolf isn't up to the challenge. He
could have been, and he should have been. Like the character that we kind of know, like he's one of the new gods. He has.
No, he's not. Well, in this, he wanted to be a new god.
Yeah.
He was exiled. He had a little bit of parademon force, though maybe he has control. He could control the boom tubes, which is odd. It doesn't seem like he's directly tied to Darkseid, and this is again part of this course correction from DC. They're definitely course correcting. You can tell from this film they're not setting up Darkseid anymore. He's not the next villain. And they kind of separate this guy as far from Darkseid's advanced force as possible so that they can save Darkseid. Now, while during the movie when I saw that happen, and I was like, oh man, but it's actually exactly what I wanted. I was the one that critiqued this and you're wasting Superman's death too fast. You're wasting Darkseid too fast. So now they're pulling Darkseid back, and so I will say, okay, good. But what we got was a weaker Steppenwolf, a weaker film, a CGI monster that didn't
Zero threat.
He started good. He started good.
He started really good.
On Themyscira, that chase scene between those fucking 300 Amazonians that were like fucking muscular and they looked badass, like straight out of Spartan stuff, and stupid fucking like feminazis. There was a chick like so mad that these Amazons are showing way more skin and this is sexist. And I was like, no.
If you pull one
there's
picture,
less skin in this than there was.
Spartacus.
Yeah, exactly.
Spartacus.
Yeah. So, but I really like those really ones that take out the pillars so that the doors can close. Those chicks were crazy, man. And you need some muscle power warriors. So they were literally running away with a mother box, and this scene had the most tension in the film other than the Superman fight, because you thought that they were going to maybe be able to get away. Now, eventually he's going to get the box, but maybe they're going to get away. And the fucking Amazonians are doing such impressive choreography, and this one blonde chick like sacrifices her life in the coolest way. But it was all for nothing. Yeah. And so that's when Steppenwolf was looking cool, coming through the air, jumping. But then the rest of the time, he wasn't.
Box. Peace.
That wasn't up to the challenge.
That was the only scene with any tension whatsoever. You really didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know if anyone important was going to die. And the rest of the film
like
was
the Queen
safe.
could have died.
Yeah, all sorts of things could have happened. And he was taking out people. I mean, he was cutting down horses, and he was not like getting them out of the air. Like that scene was really, really good. And then after that, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, he just kind of, and he got some freebies too. When they resurrected Superman, they completely forgot about the mother box. Yeah. They didn't even bother to have the mother box right next to them. They just left the mother box or forgot about it, and he boom tubes in and boom tubes out, gets the third box. That's how he gets the third box.
Also, Atlantis though. This is like
Atlantis.
They have to like
protect
this.
There's like 2 soldiers.
Exactly. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
And Mara, I think is her name. Mara's down there, and she's got a cool scene herself, and sort of sets up a little bit of Aquaman's backstory. What'd you guys think of Aquaman?
He wasn't in the movie. He was in the movie for a real short period of time.
All those really funny jokes and all of his personality in the trailers. That's what's in the film. Yeah. And he's kind of in the background. And I thought he was going to be a show stealer. And while I still laughed at his stuff, I laughed at it in the trailers. But I like Aquaman. I know he's going to be a great. I like that lasso where he's accidentally sitting on the lasso and he's like, we're all going to fucking die.
But you're really hot.
But you are hot, girl. And I know the Atlanteans and Amazonians fought.
That was a cool
I wasn't alive
reference.
then.
I like that.
Yeah.
They referenced the Flashpoint paradox several times.
Little stuff like that. Well, they fought in other timelines too, but and it does seem like they're not gonna do that like dark nightmare that Batman had, or maybe they're still setting that up because Superman is influenced by the Mother Box. When Darkseid shows up, maybe he can manipulate that Mother Box to turn Superman evil, and that's gonna be our Bizarro, is evil Superman. That would be the only way it works for me. I think it would work like that, but I just wish he wasn't resurrected by the Mother Box. What else?
The fight scenes, I wanted more. I mean, they worked really well together, but there wasn't the level. I mean, as bad as Age of Ultron was, at least when the heroes were fighting each other, you saw them like
fighting together,
tight circle. One throws one up, and he shoots him against the wall because the only
there
thing
wasn't a whole lot of that.
There's not a lot of that.
They tried to do it twice when they rescued Batman from his Batmobile, and then when Batman saves Flash, and Flash saves one of them. So there's individual shots, but they didn't do that together thing.
There's nothing
so
together,
Unity.
Yeah, unity. But this is the first time they're fighting together, so I think in the future there's opportunity to do that. I did like how they seem to make the power demons pretty fucking powerful.
Yeah.
Like they beat the fuck out of Batman. It seems like it would take 2 Batman to take down 1 parademon at certain points. So I liked how overpowered some of the parademons were. And there were some weird jokes when Superman comes back and he's like, and Lois Lane is like touching his chest and she's like, "You smell good," and he's like I smelled bad before or something like that. I was like, wait a minute, Lois, he just he just came back from the dead. So are you actually saying he does? Was this somebody who wrote it in the script? Maybe Superman might smell bad, so let's tell the audience that he doesn't smell bad and he smells good. It was just out of place and awkward. What about the mustache?
This looks super bad.
The CGI mustache.
It was so bad.
It was so bad, guys.
I didn't even notice it.
It was the.
Oh my God!
It was the
I
first
didn't
scene
notice
of
You
the
didn't
whole.
notice it at all? What the fuck? That's exactly what it looked like. It's like his upper lip was too small,
Yeah.
and he was doing like the little amazing
Yeah,
orange
he was
thing.
doing that.
And it's literally the first scene of the movie.
They could have took it out. It's
Yeah,
literally
no
a little
point.
cell phone video
No point.
of kids asking Superman if he's gonna fight a hippo or something like that. And it's like, did they really think it looked acceptable? Now, I asked Nikki before she took off, that, you know, or during the film actually, I said, notice there's gonna be something about Superman, tell me if it's off, because this is my second viewing. And then after the scene was done, I was like, did you notice anything off, anything with his mouth? And she's like, no, I didn't notice anything. And I asked Danny after the whole film, I didn't let Danny know about that first scene, and he didn't notice it either.
Yeah.
So it could have been that we were looking for his.
I don't know though.
I was staring at his upper lip the whole time.
I see. I didn't. I know you guys saw, like, heard that there was a mustache thing.
You didn't know?
I didn't know. And so the very first time
looks
we
bad.
watched it tonight, I was like, this looks terrible.
And it's because we play video games. We see CGI all the time. We can pick it out very easily as a critic. It was bad, and I wish they wouldn't have done it. There are other points in the film where it's all right. And you can tell there are shots where he didn't have a mustache, and it was legit. And because they had to reshoot several things and he had the mustache by then. Like the Flash scene at the end, there's 2 stingers at the end of this film. Stay for them. The first one.
You can leave before the second one.
No, you can stay
So
for the second one. The Flash and the Superman race I thought was fun.
Yeah.
You have to have that. They did it in the cartoons. Perhaps better, but it was still fun to see. But you could tell, again, the upper lip there. And then this Flash was so fun to see him run. The lightning effect and the slow-mo effect was so impressive.
And
I loved all the lighting slowly changes on people's faces. And I just can't wait to see that Flash film because they're going to have plenty of that. And I really like the Flash character. But let's talk about the last stinger. The next movie they set up, it seems. So what happens?
So they break out Jesse Eisenberg, who's coming back as
Lex
awkward,
Luthor's
creepy,
back.
Jolly Rancher, mouth-fingering Lex Luthor.
And he's got that sort of idiosyncrasies that he's always had. He doesn't downplay it. He says, fuck y'all if y'all didn't like my Lex Luthor.
Yeah, it's happening again.
It's happening again. And we get to see Deathstroke. And he looked so fucking cool. And I was in the theater, I was like, oh my God, that's Deathstroke. He looks fucking cool. And then immediately they made me look like a jackass because right when I said that to Alex, they take the helmet off and it looks awful. It looks like they literally spray painted, you know, that Christmas time white stuff on his beard. I'm like, oh, why'd you do that?
It's thick and caked on, and it's
his
like
hair's all
smeared like toothpaste in his beard.
It was really bad. It was embarrassingly bad. I'm really mad at the design director or costume director because just keep his fucking helmet on. Why do you have to take his helmet off in the first place?
Because it's a known actor.
Oh,
You
right,
gotta
Joe.
know who it
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
But here, they should have gone with dark beard, who would have been a badass, or even like gray, silverish, like a George Clooney kind of
or
thing.
like he naturally just has in his beard.
Yeah, so they fucked that up and made it look ridiculous. So now you got Lex Luthor and Deathstroke are going to form the Legion of Doom, and they're going to have to find other people like, who's in the Legion of Doom? Gorilla
Toy
Grodd.
Master.
Sinestro,
Toy Man.
Brainiac.
Yeah, Brainiac would be fucking tight. Sinestro's
Sullivan
fucking tight.
Grundy won't pants.
But this is what the fuck? I thought we were gonna get Darkseid, but okay, so fine, we're not gonna get Darkseid. But the Legion of Doom, That's right. You're gonna have to set up other films to set up Legion of Doom, which I guess they can do because they're gonna do Suicide Squad 2, Man of Steel 2, Wonder Woman 2, so they have time to set it up. So I think that's what they're gonna do next, and they're saving Darkseid for, you know, Avengers 3. Like instead of Avengers 2, they're saving Darkseid for Avengers 3, just like Marvel did with Thanos. They thought we were gonna get it, now we're not gonna get it. Now we're finally gonna get it. Yeah. So the CGI we already talked about was kind of bad in places, not very convincing on Cyborg. Though by the end of the film they did show him. You said you like that new look of Cyborg.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was a sleeker look.
Yeah, and I think they
I don't know why they didn't go with that.
Why they didn't go with that one?
They
and
wanted
I think
to show him have a like his waist. The entire movie is like that big. Like he is a tiny little. He's the petitest cyborg possible. And in the end, they get.
He just looks bad. He looks like a floating head sometimes when he takes his hoodie off. Now that hoodie look, I'm glad he had so many scenes with the hoodie because he actually looks badass with the hoodie.
He saved so much money by
and they save a bunch of money, but he looks cool.
The same thing Kano had.
And like I said, I liked Cyborg a lot more than I thought I would. I think it was the actor that really sold Cyborg.
Well, they couldn't cut his scenes, so we got to see actually fully
fleshed
fleshed out.
Not even that. I think it was a great job, but he's the tech guy. But he does kind of make Batman look like less of a important character because he kind of does everything.
Important. Leave me alone.
Batman does. They're gonna need to really play up the detective. Somebody needs to tell all those Batman directors, let's get some detective in here because he's been saying some pretty obvious stupid shit.
Well, yeah, Alfred is constantly like he's definitely the smartest person, definitely the detective in all these movies. And it's like, why have this guy?
I thought that it was a lot less disjointed than many people have said it was. Oh, it's a series of different trailers and all put together. Well, it's an ensemble film. So we had a little bit of Flash, we had a little bit of Cyborg, we had a little bit of Wonder Woman. You have to do these kinds of things. Yeah. And to me, they did flesh together. And it wasn't a part that bothered me so much. It was just, you know, the villain didn't quite set up right. And the resurrection of Superman could have been handled in a different way. Black Suit side showed up and fought with Darkseid if you're going to do that. But ultimately what we got is better than I expected. I think the movie benefits from Josh Whedon. I think it maybe got a little more jokey because he likes to kind of make jokes with serious characters. Yeah. And I think Zack Snyder, hopefully this is the last of the Snyderverse, the dark Snyderverse. And here's my theory, and I said it in the review of why I think that they know what to fix now. Because it seems like almost everything that people have been hating, they addressed in the film in subtle ways through the dialogue. So it's right here. It's darkness so Steppenwolf comes and attacks the Earth a long time ago, and the Amazonians teamed up with the Atlanteans, teamed up with tribes of men to fight him off. They win, and that was a cool scene, by the way.
That's probably the best fight scene in the whole movie.
It was short, but it was cool because you even had fucking old gods in there.
Zeus is in there.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of a
Artemis.
Valkyrie scene of Thor.
I couldn't tell who these people were, though. What'd you say?
It kind of reminded me of the Valkyrie scene in Thor.
Oh, yeah,
that was pretty cool.
It was cool, though that one was cooler. But anyways, yeah. So we had that cool shit, and he says in there, he says, darkness will consume this world, and when it does, the Steppenwolf will be back. And so I think they're saying all that dark shit, this world sucks, and everybody's mean in it, and the whole mopey, emo, dark, is a result of the Earth kind of turning bad and stuff, and this ripe opportunity for Steppenwolf to invade again. He invades again. Justice League stops him, gets rid of him, and by the end, we see that shot of them all sort of looking on, and it's like, I'm glad I was around for this. And I love that shot, and I think it had the right amount of hope for next. There is one stupid thing that happened. Flowers start growing for no reason.
Everywhere. Like weird alien flowers are growing.
That had nothing to do with anything, so that's another part upon second viewing that I found stupid. But one line was, when Superman says this, he goes, I'm the idiot that left. But I'm back now, and I'm going to make things right. That one line is talking about the DC Universe. It's talking about how they wasted Superman's death he calls himself an idiot. He's like, that basically saying
himself.
I shouldn't have been the one to stab it. They're admitting he shouldn't have been. It should have been Wonder Woman stabbed with the kryptonite thing. So he goes, I'm an idiot.
Way better.
That left, and they realized he shouldn't use them that quickly. But he says, I'm back now, and I'm gonna make things right. And Superman feels a lot more hopeful, aside from that weird character flaw right at the beginning when he comes back from the dead. But this feels like the Superman that I've wanted, and the hope is back.
Let's hope so.
And I think DC's gonna make things right. This was a step in the right direction. It's a flawed film, better than I thought it was. A lot of the critics couldn't come up with nice things to say other than the action's good. I think there's a lot of really good things about this film. I like it better than Suicide Squad. I like it better than Batman vs Superman. Man of Steel, I love that film from an Elseworlds perspective. Sci-fi, Krypton, Superman protecting his mother. I still think that one's a little bit better.
I'm curious to find out what his score is.
Oh yeah, because you weren't in the main
You've heard
review.
our scores.
Yeah, 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10.
A high 7.
So the first time I watched it, I was like, this is a 7 because it was entertaining. Mm-hmm. There was plenty I got all the things that I wanted, but I'm not the mass movie audience. Like,
Right.
I know these characters. I didn't need a backstory. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, this is like a solid 7. It's above average. It's nowhere near. I didn't think it was anywhere near as good as Wonder Woman. I thought it was like a solid 9. Mm-hmm. I was actually, after the first viewing, was like, I don't know what I like better, this or Man of Steel. Man of Steel is definitely a flawed film, and I actually didn't like it nearly as much as you did. I just thought there was different things about it. Like this movie, I wanted more action from it. Like I was hoping that they would have realized that the only good things they did in Batman vs Superman was they had really good action sequences.
Yeah.
There was none of that high level we get to see someone get thrashed.
No, it's just a lot of charging.
Yeah, there's a lot of charging, and then like I'm gonna crab walk across and block.
He
things.
said it, not me.
But and so the second time, I thought it was worse in some aspects. There's a lot of time where Clark said
better on second viewing.
he stands in the cornfield for how long? Like we cut out 90% of Aquaman.
He doesn't stand in the cornfield for very long.
Why?
He doesn't stand because he was been in a box the whole time. It's time for him to be outside.
There are several
I thought
minutes
it was a
of
nice scene. And I seen the ground Superman. He got to go back home. His mom shows up, hugs his mom, and bam, we're back to the Superman we know and love. Yeah. And I just can't believe we're getting a Suicide Squad 2 probably before we get a Man of Steel 2. Pisses me off. Hopefully they do a good job with Man of Steel 2. And let me address this. Did I address this in my normal review about Suicide Squad? I did, right? Yeah, I think I did. But because I got drunk. We had fans. We had Angry Liquid in, and we just had a great time. And we drank a lot at the theater. And because there were more jokes, and I wanted Suicide Squad to be better, because I want the DC universe to be better, I was a little easier on Suicide Squad. Upon second viewing, I realized an 8 is way too high for that film. So I should have gave it like a 7 or a 6. I still like it, and I'm not going to apologize to that. I don't think it's a fucking 2 or a 3. I think people hate on that film, and it's become a trendy thing. Like this motherfucker over here would have given it a 2?
4.
A 4? Oh, it went up, surprisingly.
I didn't review it with you. I hated it on my own.
Anyways, but it's not a fucking 8. It's like, if I could just revise that to like a 6 or a 7, I'd be fine. But yeah, so this, I'm happy to see. It was, Justice League didn't have the correct amount of impact and lasting tension and awe that I would want from a Justice League film. Because they just didn't do the route that Marvel did. They rushed everything. The film does feel a little rushed. But with what they had and what a big of a disaster as it could have been, and it could have continued the crappy, Snyderverse and mopey shit, and it's not fun to be a superhero. They realized their mistake, and it's going in the right direction now, and I think this is the turn. Well, Wonder Woman was the real turn. And then they did a bunch of reshoots to make this one continue that turn a little bit. But everything from here on out, I'm excited for. I am. I'm actually excited for League of Doom. Fuck it. He's going to have little individual battles with the thing, but hopefully they'll still have a team battle. But what movie is after this? I actually don't know what's next.
Probably Suicide Squad 2.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Should have given it an 8.
And that's okay, but then they're gonna do Aquaman. They're gonna do Flash. I'm excited for Flash.
Yeah, that'd be
okay. Aquaman, yeah, I'm down with Jason Momoa. I wish he had more to do in this film because I really love him and I think he does a great job as Aquaman. And then
I like the new look.
And then Shazam's eventually coming. They do say we're gonna have 6 chairs, and Wonder Woman's like, "And space for more." And he's like, "And space for more." Oh, we did see that Green Lantern. So I was hoping to see Green Lanterns, and we saw them. Now it wasn't a Green Lantern that tied into the team, but a ring flew away. So maybe we'll eventually get one for this sector.
Stabbed in the chest.
Oh yeah, there's something else I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
In that trailer, he's like, Alfred's talking to somebody.
Oh shit!
Yeah, there's a lot that just wasn't.
There was just a lot cut out of this film.
Antonio show up.
Yeah, and it was like Superman's cape, but he had a tattoo on his leg. People were speculating: is this Supergirl? Is this Green Lantern? Is this Superman? We don't get a fucking answer.
It's probably Superman. He was just coming for a suit.
But I don't know what. Yeah,
but like,
it's mine now.
I don't know.
But I wonder what that fucking tattoo is, and I don't know if we'll ever get the answer. I hope that WB and DC puts together that extended cut. The extended cut of Batman vs Superman made it a little bit better. I think if they do an extended cut of this film, it'll make it a lot better. And I'm already at an 8, so I'm excited to see the 2-hour, 40-minute version that WB stupidly didn't let them play because they wanted to make more money by more showings, and they were scared this film would be a disaster or a bad, thing. Critics may be hating it right now. Are critics hating on it?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we just got here, so we don't know.
It's like 37.
37% on Rotten Tomatoes. They held that score, surprisingly. But I think that you shouldn't listen to them. This is probably one of the better DC films, and I liked it. And, none of the fights go quite to the height that we've seen before, but they're all at a really good level. So a consistent fights is fine with me. So I liked it. Anything else? Any possibly thing else? Alfred did a good job supporting Batman. They had that fucking mech. That mech, they were hanging off that mech.
The Nightcrawler.
The Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Oh my man. Batman's coming up with all new toys that they can sell. Yeah. Return Batman to his old badass, mean, fucking I'm gonna kill you, but they're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
So find another way to give Batman direction. Make him that badass detective in his standalone film. Maybe that's next, the Batman film.
That'd be great. If they just, all they have to do is have someone.
And I think they're gonna do Deathstroke in that Batman film. That's maybe
all right,
that's what
that
they
makes
set
sense.
up.
I mean, because you can't have Deathstroke in the same film as Superman.
Right.
It's just nope, you're dead.
Right, Superman go up against Deathstroke? No. So I think they're setting it up for Batman's rival, and we've not seen that on film yet. We've seen it in a video game. It worked there. I hope it works here. So, all right, guys.
Funny though.
It was an enjoyable movie.
Deathstroke, he makes like a big speed, he comes up, snaps his neck. Oh my god!
And Superman's like, ah!
That's
All
the
right.
Superman I want.
The one thing I am concerned about is when they bring Darkseid, they're going to make Superman evil. It seems like the direction they're going to do because he was resurrected by a mother box. He was talking all evil once, but they brought him back.
And he's the only tension.
But he has the ability to go dark again. And as much as I hate seeing them try to make Superman a bad guy over and over and over and over, actually, it would be interesting, but I just don't want them to do
It's
that.
hard. I mean, he's such a powerful character, like borderline overpowered.
They made him super overpowered. He could handle Steppenwolf by himself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Not, like he's stronger than everyone on the team. He's faster than everyone on the team. He kicks everyone's ass simultaneously.
But that doesn't make him a boring character.
No, I didn't say
hearing
boring. I
that
didn't say
from
boring.
stupid idiots in the comment section.
No.
But because they've never read a goddamn Superman comic in their life, that he goes up against galactic level threats.
Yeah.
Steppenwolf was just not at his level. That's why Steppenwolf came down to Earth, because there was no Kryptonian, there was no green, which by the way, that wasn't in the movie film either, where he says there's no green lanterns.
There's no lanterns
No
here.
lanterns, but they did say no Kryptonians. So, great film overall. I know we're going around in circles, but I think that Justice League is a step in the right direction. Is it at the level of Marvel?
No.
No? I actually think it's at the level of
getting
Marvel.
there.
Some
Age of Ultron,
Marvel
maybe.
films.
It's
I
getting
actually
there.
like it better
I
than
think
some
so.
Marvel films. But is it as good as Thor? Did I enjoy it as much as Thor Ragnarok? No, I actually like Thor Ragnarok better. But it's a different kind of film. It's hard to compare these two. Thor Ragnarok is an action comedy, one of the best action comedies. This is a serious superhero film with high stakes. And for that, it just didn't quite reach that 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. But I think it's good enough for an 8. All right, guys. That's it for us. Thank you so much for watching, and leave your comment below. We could talk about this for another 2 hours,
Oh, yeah.
but maybe we'll do an extended discussion in the future. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.